Pfizer's up to $10 billion deal to buy Metsera ended a fierce bidding war with Novo Nordisk. It's a move aimed at establishing Pfizer in the very fast-growing market for obesity drugs. Joining us now in a first-on CNBC interview to discuss the deal and who knows what else, of course, is the company's chairman and CEO, Albert Bourla. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me, David.
From your original deal to where you ended up, I think you're paying another $2.1 billion. Why was it worth it to you to spend that additional money, Albert, and why should it be worth it to your shareholders to own this company?
This is probably one of the most exciting advanced portfolios in this very fast-growing market, the obesity. We've looked everything in the US, in Europe, in China, everywhere. And we came to the conclusion that this was the one that in our hands can develop significant value. And we did it.
What is it about it in your hands that you believe will create significant value? And by the way, Metsera shareholders will benefit from that as well with the contingent value right that is a part of the deal if certain metrics are hit in terms of approvals for phase 3 things and things of that nature.
Pfizer is a powerhouse in primary care. We know how to run very big, complicated studies, particularly in metabolic, cardiovascular comorbidities. We are a powerhouse commercially in promoting this type of medicines. And even more importantly, we are a powerhouse in manufacturing, which, as you know, has been in multiple cases the bottleneck for something like that. So we are having the right to win. All we wanted was the right portfolio because, unfortunately, ours didn't work. So now we have it.
All right. How likely do you think it is that you'll be paying out the full CVR, meaning that all the targets will be met in terms of the approvals for these drugs?
I think we'll pay the entire CVR.
You do? Why?
Yes. Because I have seen data, and I think that the probability that those molecules will succeed and get approval is very, very high.
The FTC seemed to have played an important role here, perhaps in convincing Metsera that they were better off sticking with you and or at least Novo sort of standing down, although they may have run out of money, so to speak. Did your relationship with the Trump administration give you a leg up, so to speak, ultimately in this by having the FTC intervene in your favor?
Not at all. I think this is a country that the law is always upheld. And even when the government is shut down. So I think FTC did what they had to do and what they thought was the right thing to do, and has nothing to do with our relations or my relations with the Trump administration.
All right, Dr. Bourla, you're a long-time executive for Pfizer. I had felt this kind of reminded me when you bought Warner Lambert. There are a lot of people who thought, you know what, Merck owns cholesterol. There can never be another. Yours turned out to be the biggest. Do you think that Eli Lilly should maybe take heed to what you're doing?
Eli Lilly is a fantastic company, and they are very entrenched in the space. But Pfizer clearly is not Novo. I think we know this space very well, and I think we will compete better with Lilly and Novo. And I think that this is something that will benefit American patients.
And you think this is the once-a-month shot that people really want?
I do think that this is the one-a-month shot that people want, and not only in GLP-1, but also in amylin, and even more important, the combination. And that's highly differentiated. I don't think the others, they have demonstrated something like that so far.
When you think about the long term, if we really do bend the obesity curve, what happens to the sale of drugs that treat the symptoms of obesity? Do they take a hit?
I don't know if they will take a hit or if they will be used in combination with this. But I think that the two will make a lot of these comorbidities go away.
And what's the timeline on that, do you think?
I think already we have a lot of studies on that. Our molecules probably will reach within 3 years the marketplace, and we are ready to compete.
Your shareholders, I think, perhaps take a somewhat skeptical view occasionally of how much money you're putting into acquisitions and whether you're going to get a return. They come back to CGen, for example. Do you feel as though that deal, which was a very large one, almost $40 billion, was worth it? And how do you explain that in light of the latest deal in terms of your willingness to pay up to $10 billion for Metsera?
Yeah. The CGen deal is transformational for Pfizer. It's driving the oncology portfolio in ways that we haven't been able to do it alone, and in combination we will. Right now, most of our research goes to oncology because exactly we have the right assets, and half of them are coming from CNBC. There is not only the assets that we have in the market, but all the pipeline that Seagen is brought to us that we are developing with the speed of light.